Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my second place deck profile from the OTS Championship. I played Rikka Sunavalon. Deck is super nice, and before I get into the profile, I want to mention that I'm going to be leaving two links in the description below. One to the deck list if you just want to look at it super easily. The other link I'm going to be leaving in the description is going to be some gameplay that I've been playing on Master Duel with this for the last couple of months. If you want to know how to play the deck, I would highly suggest watching those streams that I do with this deck. I think the deck is super nice, so I would really recommend watching the Master Duel gameplay if you want to get a larger grasp on this deck. Last thing I want to do is I want to give a shout out to my friend Josiah for giving me this Rikka Mad at Nats. Well, he didn't really give it to me, but we traded for it, which is super hype. So I'm super grateful for Josiah for that. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to the profile. I'm going to try and make it short and sweet. So we have 3 copies of Petal, 3 copies of Lokai, 1 copy of Lone Fire. That's 7 normal summons. If you count the Lone Fire. The 1 copy of Twin, I opened it like 6 times today, which is awesome. 2 copies of Budon, 1 copy of Snowdrop, and then we have the 3 copies of Petal, the 1 copy of Princess. That's it for the Rikka monsters. For the non-Rikka plants, we play the Lily Berea. This is the Therion engine. Super light, I played 2 of this. Card is super good. And then the 1 copy of Therion King Regulus. Shout out to the Starlight, super awesome. The card is super great. For hand traps, for monster hand traps, we just play the Ash. That's all you really need for monsters, at least. Spells, we have the 3 copies of Cone. Card is super good. You play 3 and not 2 because if you activate it, they're like forced to negate it or they lose their field if you have the Glamour, so it kind of puts them in a check. Speaking of Glamour, we'll have 3 of that. 3 copies of Eroda, it turns out to be really good. Same thing with the die, obviously for the same reasons. Card is super broken. 2 copies of Sunvine Sowing. You need to play the 2. Comes up super often when you need the second one, so I would really recommend it. 1 copy of Therion King, Discoliseum. Then I decided instead of Small World to play the copies of Thrust because not only you can search for the Glamours, but also the Unexpected Die and sometimes the Sowing in your deck, which came up sometimes today. And then obviously you have the targets for it being Talons, you have the Feather Duster, the Terraforming, and the Evenly, as well as the targets I just mentioned, so there's plenty of options here. I decided not to play Dark Ruler for the sole reason that I felt like if people were expecting me to play Dark Ruler, then they would just negate the Thrust anyways, but I could just be wrong on that. Anyways, we have the 1 copy of Sheet and then the 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence, and that rounds off the list. It's a nice clean 44 cards. Moving on into the extra deck, we got 3 copies of Dryas, 2 copies of Healer, 1 copy of Sunvine Thrasher, 1 Dance Peony, 2 copies of Jasmine, 1 Melius, 1 Banga Lancer, 2 copies of Streno, 1 copy of Teardrop, and 1 copy of Sacred Tree Beast Hypertone. Shout out to Old Man Wilson for being my field center. If you know, you know. Moving on into the side deck, we got 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More. We got the remaining 2 copies of Evenly Matched since the other one's in the main deck. We have the 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone and the 1 copy of Spider Orchid for like back removal. I'm really torn on this card just by the way, I don't know, it feels really awkward. It's nice to have like an in engine out so you can like Glamour search for this to like out Floodgates, but at the same time I'd probably rather just play the 3rd Cosmic. Either that or either the 3rd Cosmic, or I think there was another card, but I don't remember off the top of my head. When I get there, I'll get there. 3 copies of Droll and Lockbird, the 1 copy of Naturia Rosewhip, the 1 Theron Lily Berea, and then the 2 copies of Owie. This was the other card I was thinking of playing. It's just the 3rd copy of Owie over the Spider Orchid, just because obviously I think that the Owie is like super broken. So you either play this 3rd Owie or the 3rd Cosmic. I guess it's up to you which one you prefer in those cases. But yeah, Owie was super broken, Rosewhip was super broken, the Lily is super broken. If you open like die plus it, it's like super broken. So yeah, that's it for the deck list. I think the deck is super nice. Like I said, you can click the links in the description below if you are interested in watching either gameplay or just looking at the deck list. With all that said, thank you guys for watching so much, and I will see you guys later.